Okay everyone, so today we're going to do one of my easiest recipes for a simple yet delicious spaghetti and meatballs. So I have all of my ingredients here. I have my beef. You can use whichever ground beef you like. I have my spaghetti noodles. I have my crushed tomatoes. We're not buying the canned sauce. I have some stewed tomatoes that I'm going to actually rinse off and cut up. I chopped up me some bell pepper and some onion. I got some plain breadcrumbs that I'm going to add into my meatballs. I got 1 egg I'm going to beat. My seasonings I'm going to use. I have some black pepper. I have my complete, which I love. And I have some Italian seasoning. I'm going to use some other things once we get over to the stove and start actually cooking. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get this beef cut in half. I'm not going to use all of this. I don't need this whole thing. This is 3 pounds. I'm not going to cook 3 pounds worth of meatballs. So if you like to, you can. But I'm cooking for a family of 5. So that's me and my 4 kids. So my youngest daughter, she does not eat. You know, she eats our food, but she doesn't eat like we eat yet. So we're going to go ahead and put half of that in here. And if you like, you can ground your beef up in the skillet. I pick and choose how I want to do my spaghetti. Sometimes I'll just ground the beef up, but today I had a taste for some meatballs. So we're going to do meatballs today. But of course, you do yours any way you like. The main thing about today that I want to share with you all is how I make my sauce. A friend of mine showed me how to do sauce differently, so I really wanted to show that. So I'm going to go ahead and break that up. And next, I'm going to go ahead and add a few seasonings. I'm going to add some of my Italian seasoning. Doesn't matter what you add first. Not too much because we're going to have Italian seasoning in our spaghetti sauce. I'm going to add some of my complete. I'm going to add a little black pepper. And you don't need a whole lot. Just want to make sure your meat is flavorful. I'm going to add part of these bell peppers, not all of them, and I'm going to add part of my onions. And the only reason why I'm only adding part, because the other part I'm going to add to my sauce. So as you can see that, I'm going to go ahead and beat this egg. You don't need to add any seasonings to the egg because you're just beating it to add to your mix here. I'm going to add that. I don't know if you can see that. I got my camera kind of sitting there positioned. I'm going to add that egg. And I'm going to add some breadcrumbs. Now, I'm not going to add any salt. I know sometimes y'all see me cook and you say, why is she not adding salt? And that's because a lot of these seasonings that I use, complete, my Greek all-purpose seasoning, it's other ones, the blackened seasoning. If you look on the back of those seasonings, oftentimes they already have a ton of salt. So you don't need salt, right? So now we're going to mix that around together like that. And it's coming together. I like the consistency of it. The breadcrumbs, you can either add more if you like. I didn't add a whole lot, so you don't really need more than that. Now, if you want to add a little more to make yours thicker, you can. And now that I got that all mixed around in there, I'm going to add a little bit more of my seasoning. Paper towel. And just a little bit more complete. Not too much more. And a little bit of black pepper. And like I say, you season to your taste, however you want your meat to taste. That's what you season yours with. I like the blend of seasonings in the complete. The Greek all-purpose seasoning is really good too. A lot of those all-purpose seasonings are, somebody mentioned I should make my own, and that's a good idea. I may just start messing around with some seasonings and just come up with my own. All right, so now that we got that mixed and it's good to go, I'm gonna go ahead and wash my hands so we can go ahead and make these meatballs out. Give me just a second. All right. Now we're gonna get those meatballs shaped out so we can go ahead and cook them. So I have a little scooper here. I wish I had a little smaller one because I like to, let me drop my hands off a little more. I would like for them to be a little smaller, but it's okay. That'll work because I'll scoop out that much in there. And it makes it much easier when you have a scooper. Look how easy that was to just put them in a ball. Now, if you like, once you put them in balls, if you want to sprinkle them a little, sprinkle them with a little bit of breadcrumbs, you can. That's up to you. But I'm gonna go ahead and make these meatballs. And once I finish shaping them all, just the way I'm doing, we'll come back and we'll go to the stove and begin cooking our pasta noodles. Well, our meatballs, our pasta noodles, and also our spaghetti sauce. So I'll go ahead and put you all on pause. I'll finish making these meatballs, and when we come back, we'll be at the stove.